Thousands of young people, who have been demanding democratic reforms, continued to protest yesterday in Thailand after the police used water cannon and tear gas against demonstrators the previous day. At least 55 people were treated in hospital on Tuesday, including 6 with gunshot wounds. 2 of the 7 motions were already passed by the National Assembly yesterday. Brazil held the first round of its municipal elections on Sunday. The electoral process was marked by the highest abstention rate in the last 20 years, surpassing 23%. One of the factors contributing to the low voter turnout, in a country where voting is mandatory, was the uncontrolled COVID-19 pandemic in Brazil. The elections also witnessed an ominous escalation in the policing of social media in the name of fighting so-called fake news. A joint statement was issued by Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga and his Australian counterpart Scott Morrison that Japan and Australia step up their military partnership. In Tokyo on Tuesday, the Prime Ministers of Japan and Australia signed an agreement for mutual access for their militaries in each other's territories, as part of the escalating confrontation with China. The British government secretly funded Syrian cartoons and comic books as anti-Assad propaganda aimed at children. Leaked documents show how the Foreign and Commonwealth Office spent millions setting up a clandestine network to churn out pro-rebel material, much of it aimed at winning the hearts and minds of kids. The overriding objective behind them all was to destabilize the government of Bashar Assad, convince Syrians, Western citizens, foreign governments, and international bodies that the Free Syrian Army (FSA) was a legitimate alternative, and flood media the world over with pro-opposition propaganda. ARC, a shadowy firm headed by veteran Foreign and Commonwealth Office operative Alistair Harris, was central to many of these covert efforts, which may have cost the FCO many millions in total. The Prime Minister of Slovenia has written to European Union leaders to voice his objections to draft proposals that would allow Brussels to cut funding to member states considered a threat to the rule of law in their country. The notorious rule of law statement still has not been defined legally. It would still be made on purely political decision by the mostly German-led European Parliament, thereby bypassing other states' constitutions. Janša called for a return to the agreement made at the EU summit in July, which didn't define such law on suspects. Viktor Orban stated, "We did not create the European Union to become the new Soviet Union.